You can only trust God as much as you know Him. In the lack of knowledge of Him, then the lack din ang ating pagtitiwala sa Kanya. In Psalm chapter number 46 and verse 10, it says, "Be still and know and recognize and understand that I am God." Doon mo mapapatunayan kung sino ang Diyos natin. Is when we learn to let go of our concerns. Verse number 10 says, "Those who know your name will put their trust in you." It's only in our knowledge of God that we are able to trust in Him. Psalm 112 verse 7 from the Amplified Bible. "He will not fear bad news. His heart is steadfast, trusting confidently, relying on and believing in the Lord." Every day there's bad news, but there's always good news. Amen po. There's always more good news than there is bad news. However, mas madalas po ang concentration ng tao ay laging bad news, because bad news actually sells. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse number 3. "You keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." When you're putting your trust in someone or in God, it is necessary that our mind is focused on Him. Ang ating kaisipan ay nakatungo sa Kanya. And that's how we are able to put our trust in God. Jeremiah chapter number 17, verse 7 hanggang verse 8 from the New Life Version. "Good will come to the man who trusts in the Lord and whose hope is in the Lord. He will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the river. It will not be afraid when the heat comes, but its leaves will be green. It will not be troubled in a dry year or stop giving fruit." In verse 7, it says, "Good will come to the man who trusts in the Lord and whose hope is in the Lord." So, una, you don't fear bad news, but it also says that there is good news para sa mga nagtitiwala sa Diyos. Isaiah chapter number 40 and verse 31, and it says, "But those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not become weary. They will walk and not faint. But those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength." Kasi araw-araw po tayo napanghihinaan ng loob. We get challenged, we get tired, not only physically, pero spiritually, especially emotionally. Psalm 37 and verse 5. "Entrust your ways to the Lord, trust Him, and He will act on your behalf." He will act on your behalf. Alam niyo minsan, what makes it difficult to trust in God is because it seems like sometimes we want to do the work. Psalm chapter 37 verse 5. "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He shall bring it to pass." It is God that will work for us. Verse 9 of 118 of Psalms, it says, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes or leaders of this land." But still we have to put our trust in God, because man can change. Amen po. Pwede magbago ang tao eh. It's so easy that man can be swayed by the evils of this world, the riches of this world. It's so easy. That's why we have to put our trust in God. Ipanalangin po natin patuloy yung mga namumuno sa atin. Amen po. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 1 hanggang verse 12. This is one of the main verses I want to share with you. "My son, do not forget my teaching. Let your heart keep my words, for they will add to you many days and years of life and peace. Do not let kindness and truth leave you. Tie them around your neck. Write them upon your heart. So you will find favor and good understanding in the eyes of God and man." Number 5, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not trust in your own understanding. Agree with Him in all your ways." So in other words, ibig sabihin, to put our trust in God is to remove your trust in your own understanding of the way things are. Although God gives us insight, but we have to put our trust in God, because our understanding will deceive us quite often. Our understanding the way we think will deceive us quite often. But we have to put our trust in God. Verse number 6, "Agree with Him in all your ways, and He will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from what is sinful. It will be healing to your body and medicine to your bones. Honor the Lord with your riches and with the first of all you grow. Then your storehouses will be filled with many good things, and your barrels will flow over with new wine. My son, listen when the Lord punishes or disciplines you. Do not give up when he tells you what you must do. The Lord punishes or disciplines everyone he loves. He whips every son he receives. Now, this is not saying that God beats us up. Ibig sabihin binubugbog. He's disciplining us. Now, it is imperative, kailangan sa atin. Because matigas ang ulo natin. We are hard-headed. Matigas ang ulo natin. And God has to discipline us when we go astray. But it's for our own good. Trust in God and trust in His ways. Let your life reflect the faith you have in God. Fear nothing and pray about everything. Be strong, trust God's word, and trust the process. Germany, Kent. Look at the end of it. It says, trust God's word and trust the process. Like for example, you believe that God will heal us. Naniniwala tayo sa kagalingan. But we have to also trust the process. Next is God knows what you're ready for. He knows what your arms are able to carry. He knows what your heart can contain. He knows what's coming. He knows how and when to prepare you for it. He knows the right time, the right place, the right person, the right answer. He knows. So you don't have to. That's trusting God. Minsan kasi we want to be at peace, we want to understand. So pilit natin inuunawa ang lahat ng bagay. Pero in life, you cannot understand everything. Hindi natin kayang intindihin lahat. You have to just trust God. That's by Mandy Hale. By David Paul Doyle. In praying for the highest good in any situation, you can trust that whatever is truly the best for one's path will unfold. So you always pray, and whenever we pray, we should always conclude, let your will be done. God will not permit any troubles to come upon us unless He has a specific plan by which great blessing can come out of that difficulty. This is beautiful. God will not permit any troubles to come upon us unless He has a specific plan by which great blessings can come out of the difficulty. Amen. That proof of that is what happened to us as a church. Nung nasunog po yung building natin, diba? God will not permit a difficult time unless He's making room for a blessing. From Philip Yancey, I have learned that faith means trusting in advance what will only make sense in reverse. This is so beautiful. Take note of this. This is a beautiful quote. Philip Yancey. I have learned that faith means trusting in advance what will only make sense in reverse. Di ba may mga pangyayari sa buhay natin na parang pag natapos na saka mo lang naintindihan, how good God was. But then right now, it doesn't seem like there's a good thing happening. Minsan parang ganun eh. Like when the building burnt down, our church building burnt down. When you look at that, now in reverse, now that we're here, it's easy to thank God for what we went through. Pero the challenge is that even if you don't know it, you're learning to trust Him. Amen. The secret to trust is knowing who will do the job. Jimmy Viloria. That's from me. And my last scripture to prove that is, surrender your anxiety, be silent, and stop striving, and you will see that I am God. My last quote for today is, relax ka lang. That's from my father, Ben Viloria. He would always say that. Lagi niyang sinasabi sa akin, sa amin. Relax ka lang. Naalala mo yung Pastor Arnel? Pagka, nagkakainitan na, relax ka lang. If you're facing a difficult time, he would always say, relax ka lang. Trust no one and trust number one. Amen po.